of Education meeting to order. This evening, our True Blue moment is our National Honor Society at the high school, and we have two members of the Honor Society that are here this evening going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So if they could please come up. We are very lucky. We have our very own Haley Fortuna, who's the Vice President, and Megan Reese, who is the Secretary. So, if we could all please rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Nice job, ladies. And we'll see you back up here in a couple minutes, right, Haley?
Yes.
Okay.
At Richmond Community Schools, we provide a quality education that empowers students to be successful in a global community. Kyle?
Here.
Ryan?
Here.
Tracy?
Here.
David?
Here.
Chris?
Here.
Margaret?
Here.
I'm here. We have quorum.
Excellent. Next, a motion would be in order to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Support. It's been moved and supported. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
So moved.
Support.
Okay, it has been moved and supported. Brian?
As the personnel report indicates, the criminal justice teacher we had resigned on September 18th. I want to thank Mrs. Bashan for her help finding a replacement. So here tonight, we do have a replacement, Joanna Hurd, who will be our new criminal justice teacher. And actually, her first day was today with students. So.
Yay!
It's a pleasure and a challenge.
Excellent.
I look forward to it.
Good.
Welcome.
It's good to have you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yes.
Now, this is one of those that when Mrs. Bashan and I were talking, this is a good group of kids. They really, we did not want to see this program have to reschedule them into the matrix. So I want to thank Mrs. Bashan because she spent a lot of hours trying to find candidates, and I appreciate that. We also had, as the board knows, the Thursday before Labor Day, I was notified that the ODD Regional Youth Initiative would no longer be doing the theater program with us, so I've been working behind the scenes to get a replacement. Our two theater people that ran it last year, Craig McNabb and Eleanor Schmidt, are going to run it this year. So here today, Craig McNabb is here, and Eleanor was unable to make it back, so I want to introduce Craig.
Stand up, Craig, so everybody can see you. Excellent.
I just want to say I'm really excited to begin to work with the kids that I've cultivated these relationships over the last few years with at the high school and the ODD, and I can't wait to get started on getting theater back to being a full-fledged running thing here at Richmond Community Schools.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We are so glad that you're doing it as well.
So, and as you know, the ODD is no longer running the theater program, so we're going to elaborate and expand our K-12 theater program, which is Craig's going to be overseeing, to incorporate other students outside of the district to bring them to Richmond, because that is it's a great program. So that's all I have for personnel.
Okay. It has been moved and supported. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is our True Blue moment. It's a moment every meeting that we take time to honor and recognize great things that happen in our district. And this evening, we are recognizing the National Honor Society at the high school. And Haley and Megan are coming up, and they're going to talk to us about the Honor Society.
Okay, so we're here to talk about the National Honor Society here at Richmond High School. I'm the vice president. Our president, Clayton Maximute, couldn't be with us tonight. Megan?
I'm the secretary.
And then Carly Barjack is our treasurer, and Jessica Weaver is our historian this year. The NHS is all about character, leadership, scholarship, and service. Those are our 4 pillars. One of the biggest things that NHS focuses on is our bonfire. As vice president, I'm actually in charge of organizing the bonfire. So that's for homecoming, and it's gonna be October 9th. It's the same night as our Powder Puff game, so our plan is that after the game, everybody can just come over. We found that in previous years, we've had bigger people come up for the bonfire.
It accidentally happened one year because of the rain, and it was actually like a better turnout than other years. So
Yes, and we have cider and donuts for everyone, and it's always a good time, yes. Another thing that we're focusing on more this year is tutoring. We've always offered tutoring, and in previous years it's been mandatory, but I want to say about 5 years ago we moved away from that. And we're not quite gonna just stamp it on mandatory again, but we're moving towards that.
they're really pushing for it more.
Yeah, there's probably, I don't know, how many of us are there, like 50?
There's a ton, yeah.
Yeah, and there's more than half, I think, are signed up to tutor. So that's a tutoring list that goes out to all the schools, the elementary school and the middle school, and it's voluntary. We're there to help out. Another thing that's right around the corner is our cookie dough fundraiser. It's our only real fundraiser throughout the year. And we use those funds. I know that as an NHS member, you only pay for half of your t-shirt cost. So part of our funds go to that, and then we also donate to Sandy's Kids. Like I said, we do officer elections. We have president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, and historian. So Jessica, the historian, she's gonna put together a nice slideshow at our next induction ceremony. Another thing that we were really big on at the NHS is community service. And in our next slide, we get a little bit more detailed. You did bell ringing, right?
I think I've done it once or twice, yeah.
Yeah, so Salvation Army, bell ringing, that's what that is around Christmas time. And you just sign up and volunteer to ring bells, and it actually fills up really, really fast. So if you want to, you gotta jump on it. And then, like I said, Sandy's Kids, when you go shopping, we usually get like a list of families and
That's a good one.
ages, and you go shopping and then bring it in and we donate. And then we don't just do it during the school year. NHS is a year-round thing. It's 24/7. We're required to have 10 hours over the summer and 10 hours during the school year, but so many people go over. It's great how many hours that we have all together. And then we get to kind of have a little fun thing at the end of the year after a year full of volunteering and service, and we all go to CJ Barrymore's and have a really good time. And that's in May. Any questions? No. Look out for the cookie dough sales. That's next month.
You're probably gonna get asked a lot because some of those cookie dough tubs, like they go towards your hours as well, so everybody tries to sell as much as they can.
So yeah, we're required to sell 20 tubs.
Yeah.
And what you don't sell, you have to make up in volunteering. So we always have like 10 tubs in my freezer at home.
Thank you, ladies. We appreciate it.
I would just like to say, the NHS, these students that are part of the NHS are truly exceptional leaders. They take it upon themselves to look out for other students. You see through the tutoring, they're doing a variety of activities in the school and in the community, and this is what it's all about beyond the textbooks. It's about instilling in students, giving back to their community. So I want to thank the students and what they do for this, our district.
Okay, next is public comment. It's a portion of our meeting. If someone would like to address the board, they may do so. You come up to the podium, there's a card there. If you have a question that needs to be answered, you can write your name and number on that piece of paper and someone will get back to you. It is not a question and answer period, and you have 3 minutes to speak. Is there anyone who would like to address the board? No. Okay, moving on. Board of Education Student Rep Report. Haley.
Okay, as always, I'll begin with the elementary school. To start off, you guys saw firsthand the farm lab. That's going to be here Monday through Thursday. So we have that until Thursday, and that just gives the students the hands-on science info. The elementary school is also having a fundraiser. On the 26th is when they do their big kickoff, and it's for the world's finest chocolate. And that fundraiser is for the parent-teacher organization. So we got cookies and chocolate and lots of good things to look out for. The 29th of September is when the elementary school kicks off their PBIS program assembly. I'm actually going to get to go to that, so I'm super excited. It's always a lot of fun at the elementary school assemblies. October 6th, the entire first grade gets to go to the Detroit Zoo. So it's their first big field trip. On to the middle school. The middle school student council will be meeting this week to get their student government rolling. I know they always do a lot of fun things over there. We actually steal some of our pep assembly ideas from the middle school, like their hungry, hungry hippos. Last week, the middle school kicked off their PBIS program assembly. And next week is the first lunch with the 5th graders and their web leaders. So they already had their initial kickoff, and now they get to start their lunches. High school. Our equestrian team is going to regionals here. The girls volleyball team this past weekend, they went to the Karen Dinelli dedication tournament at South Lake High School, and they won. Our varsity girls won, and they were actually undefeated. They were 6-0. So good for them. Our football team right now, we're 5-0, and we have been nominated for the WXYZ Leo's Coney Island Game of the Week. So you got to go on Channel 7 and vote, 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 because that's our game against Almont this Friday, and they'll come out and they'll cover our student section, our band, our cheer team, and our football team. So that's really great for Richmond High School. And they all deserve it. They're working really hard. Our auditions for the fall play, Lovesick, are going to be on February 27th and 28th. So we're getting that rolling. Did I say? Not February.
That's what I think.
September. And then we're having a lot of college visits here at the high school. I know that there's MSU is coming, Wayne State, and we have a lot of others coming in right now. Now is college visit time. The parking spots, the senior parking spots were a success. I don't know if you guys got to see them.
Yep.
They were definitely a success. We hope that it just grows in the future. I think we had 15 spots, so hopefully we get some more. And then finally, you guys have in front of you, our homecoming is Great Gatsby themed. And as I previously stated, on Monday is our bonfire. Monday is also Powder Puff. I don't know what time that starts. 6:30, and it's $2 to get into Powder Puff. You can see the seniors win, the class of 2018, for the 3rd time in a row. And then the actual dance itself is on the 14th, and then of course the game and the parade on Friday. Yep. That concludes my report.
Very good. Yes, and I did stop. I was out of town, but I did stop and look at. I love yours.
Thank you.
I like whoever's next to you too.
Yes.
I like that one as well. So it was very good.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on. Superintendent and legislative update.
As Haley said, we have a lot going on in the district. I gave each one of the board members a poster. I'm going to give you a challenge. If you'll accept the challenge when you're out this week at your favorite restaurant or establishment in town, if you could ask them to hang the poster up for us to start promoting it. I know the students in the student government have posters and they'll be spreading out too, but if we can help them, I've already given about 4 of them away so far today alone. So I want to thank the students for their leadership on developing that week-long homecoming. From a legislative front, not much is happening so far. There is a push for the legislators, as I mentioned last time, to give letter grades to schools. That seems to be their agenda, rather than rank them as a color school as we had before, or a reward priority school, but moving to a letter grade. I was at a conference on Friday of the state superintendents, and speaking at the conference was our state superintendent, Brian Winston, who indicated that this would be the last year for the MSTEP test, that the state is going towards having districts choose one of 3 tests that they will reimburse you for. One of those tests is the NWEA that we currently give, that we would be required. So What I appreciate most about this, and there's a lot of details that have to be worked out yet, but we're looking at an assessment that takes kids from where they're at and moves them to a reasonable growth target for a year's worth of growth. So I'm very optimistic that it's really, we're finally starting to look at a growth model. Let's just hope the legislators don't put their hand in this, but who knows. The other aspect that, if you recall from the budget last June, we had Richmond was scheduled to receive about $94,000 in additional at-risk funding. At the time, there wasn't any guidance on that. There has since been guidance put out, which there are many strings attached to it. So the budget that you're going to see in the amendment in February, we're going to have to do some behind the scenes and split some personnel in how they're paid, because it's not as open as we were anticipating it to be when they first released it. It will still be the same, it's just who's charged to what grant, who's charged to the general fund, but it's a little more strings attached that we have to now abide by and document, and which we will do to make sure we have that additional funding coming in. Other than that, that's it.
We did forget to ask the
Oh,
question.
Oh,
Sorry,
goodness.
Haley, I gave it to
No,
Mr.
you're fine.
Rumsey.
One of the questions that a student asks is there any way for students to use their own laptops in classes? And it's really a two-part answer. We do have the technology that allows them to log on and use it. However, we would have to change policy because as a district, we're obligated to provide certain security measures. And that's why our laptops have certain software installed on them to provide those security measures. So it would be a little challenging. We have done it because we've had situations such as our students that attend the IAM program or share different schools. We've come back and we've had to figure it out, but it's mostly from a security measure perspective and what the board and the district are obligated to protect students from cybersecurity.
Okay, I'll be sure to put the first answer up on the board this year.
Excellent, thanks. Next, items of interest from members of the board. Does anyone have anything?
I want to say thank you to Ms. Fortuna and the mock trial team for inviting me to help them out a little bit last week. It was really nice to meet so many kids that have an interest in the law. And if you have me back, I promise I will not bring my 1-year-old again. So thank you.
Thank you for coming and helping us. We need all the help we can get.
It was fun. It really was.
I had a chance to be there when they painted the parking spots, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work. The kids had a lot of sweat dripping off of them, but it was a lot of fun. And yeah, hopefully next year they have a few more kids that do it because it was a good bonding opportunity too, I think, for the kids.
Did Katie do it?
Yeah.
Did she do it?
Yeah. Yeah. It took a little bit longer than anticipated, but it was
Yeah.
a good day.
I was sore the next day, I'm not gonna lie.
It was warm, too. It was warm that day. Anybody else?
No, I just need to, just the experience that we just had before the meeting. I know I'm a little biased and a little partial because Amelia, who ran all of it, is my niece, who I love dearly. But to have that farm science lab here, to have that experience happen is just a great thing. And to also know that she's an alum who's come back and brought this to our kids. It wouldn't have happened if Ann Durst had not made that connection happen and do all the things at Lee that needed to happen to make it happen. So thank you so much to her as well. And I'm anxious to hear. Today was a great day, Amelia said, and so I'm anxious to hear about the next few days and how our students respond. And this is a really agricultural area. And so even when I was younger, it was even more so. And so to make the connections, to keep those connections, I think, that are real for kids here in this area, I think is just really important. And so thanks to everybody who's made that happen.
And there's nothing like the hands-on learning that goes into what they were doing in there. It's very cool. Mm-hmm. Very, very cool. Okay, next. Approval of resolution of lodge, association, or other similar organization.
I'm going to defer to Tammy on this one.
All right.
This is a resolution that will establish and update our signers for our First State Bank account. We have one account there. Vicki was the authorized signer. This will update it so that we can write checks and move money as we need to.
Currently, at that bank is there's only one account, correct? There's the
Yes.
Golden Apple Scholarship account that's held at that bank, which is given out at the senior awards.
Okay, there's a sample resolution.
I motion to accept the recommendation of the superintendent and approve the resolution of Lodge Association or other similar organizations as presented in the attached documentation.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is a motion for our October Board of Education meeting schedule. We are going to have a board retreat, so we are moving to just have one board meeting in the month of October. So there's a sample resolution.
A motion to accept the recommendation of the superintendent and cancel the regularly scheduled Board of Education meeting on October 23rd, 2017.
Support.
Is that Kyle? Yeah. It's been moved and supported. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. And we are adjourned at 7:23.